Hi everyone, it's me again. Today I'd like to talk to you about Paul's thorn in the flesh. We're reading from 2 Corinthians chapter 13 and starting in verse 7. And Paul writes, "And lest I should be exalted above measure by the abundance of the revelations, a thorn in the flesh was given to me, a messenger of Satan to buffet me, lest I be exalted above measure." Verse 8, "Concerning this thing I pleaded with the Lord 3 times that it might depart from me. And he said to me, My grace is sufficient for you, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Therefore most gladly I will rather boast in my infirmities, that the power of Christ may rest upon me." That word infirmities is not sickness. It's inability to produce results, weaknesses, or faults. And also, people say that the thorn in the flesh was sickness. It says here, a thorn in the flesh was given to me, a messenger of Satan. So it says the thorn in the flesh is a devil. It's not a sickness. And also the idea of the thorn in the flesh, if you look at back in Numbers, a thorn in the flesh was always people. It's persecution. Now that's not my point here. The point is I want to talk to you about this part, where he says, "I pleaded with the Lord 3 times that it may depart from me." So he asked the Lord 3 times that it might depart from him, and he said to me, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my strength is made perfect in weakness." So I want to ask you where it says in that verse the answer was no. Most people say, "I've asked him 3 times and he said no 3 times." I don't see any no in this verse. "Concerning this thing I pleaded with the Lord 3 times that it might depart from me. And he said, no, I'm not going to do it. My grace is sufficient for you." How about if we read it this way? "Concerning this thing I pleaded with the Lord 3 times that it might depart from me. And every time he answered my prayer and said to me, 'It's gone. My grace is sufficient for you.'" Notice that Paul wrote this, and Paul was a great man of God, but we have to appeal to the high court of the words of Jesus Christ himself, because Paul was a man and he's not perfect. But Jesus is the Son of God and he is perfect. So Jesus said in John chapter 15 verse 7, "If you abide in me and my words abide in you, you will ask what you desire and it shall be done for you." In Matthew 7, Jesus says, "Ask and you shall receive. Knock and it shall be opened." So I don't see any qualification in this verse that says, "If you abide in me and my words abide in you, you can ask what you desire, unless it's persecution, unless it's a thorn in the flesh, and it shall be done for you." I don't see that in there. I think the devil has put a veil over our face to think that this means no, when I don't see a no there. I see yes. My grace is sufficient for you. Jesus is always giving his grace to people. His grace pours out. He is full of grace. My grace is sufficient for you. My strength is made perfect in weakness. In other words, when you stop doing it according to your own flesh, he takes over and he does it every time. I think that Paul was delivered from this thorn in the flesh 3 times, maybe 3 times, maybe 4 times, maybe more. So if Paul was not getting an answer to his prayers, then why would he say, therefore I take pleasure in infirmities, in reproaches, in needs, in persecutions, in distresses for Christ's sake? For when I am weak, then I am strong. Why would he say that? He should say, I take pleasure. I absolutely hate these persecutions because I can't get rid of them. The Lord does not deliver me from them. And notice in this list, infirmities, reproaches, needs, persecutions, distresses, there is no sickness or disease there. It's all people doing things to him. I'll remind you that Jesus had one of his best friends stay with him for 3.5 years, and one of his best friends, who was the treasurer, was stealing from him and betrayed him. This is what this is talking about. It's the devil getting in, doing it through people. So whenever someone says, Paul's had a thorn in the flesh, I have a thorn in the flesh. Well, did you have the revelation, an abundance of revelation like Paul had? That he had so much revelation that the devil was assigned to him to go around creating trouble for him. Do you have that? And besides, even if you had that, it's in the Bible now. Everyone has the Bible. It's out there. The devil can't stop it anymore. It's out. It's released. But just remember, when you get to the end of your own ability to do stuff, Jesus is there. Write your comments. Thank you.